Alright, how you doing? Welcome to the next video in the Soldier of Fortune 200 edition series. It's been a while since my last video, must be about, I don't know, 6 months or something. Unfortunately for the first 4 months I wasn't really able to do much work because my laptop didn't support Unreal Engine 5, which is one of the reasons why I spent so much time working on the code for OpenSoft 2MP. But now that that's done and I finally managed to get a new laptop, I can now start working on the proper game. So the laptop I got, I was quite impressed with the last one. It lasted longer than any laptop I've ever had. It was an Asus, so I got a new Asus A16 laptop. Upgraded the RAM to 32GB. I put in another 2TB NVMe drive, so I've now got 3TB NVMe drives, and it's got an RTX 4070. So finally, I have a laptop that can run Unreal Engine 5. So to show you where I am just now, what I've decided to do, moving on to creating the actual proper game. The game's going to have a demo, and the demo is going to be fully featured, fully functional, full all features, but it's only going to be one map, and I've decided to make it a remake of Jordan Market Siege from the original game. So I've spent the last couple of months recreating the geometry of Jordan Market Siege, and I've done a little bit of texturing as well. So I'll show you where we are just now. So first of all, I'll show you what I did. There was a guy I spoke to a while back called, I think his name was Kenneth, and he told me about a program called Noesis by a guy called Rich Whitehouse. And what you can do with that is you start Noesis and you import in the BSP file from this original Soft 2 game, and it sets it up as you can see here. That's it. So you can then export this map, the BSP file, as an FBX file, and then import that into Unreal Engine. So you just go export, choose FBX, export it out, and then import it into Unreal Engine as an FBX file. So what you then do, the way it imports in isn't particularly very efficient, so you would want to recreate all the brushes, the geometry yourself to give you a better way of deciding what brush does what and that sort of thing. So what I've done here, I'll just start it up, is I've recreated the geometry of the Jordan 1 map in Unreal Engine, and the texture you can see here, no draw. I'll just take you around. The texture you can see here, no draw, means that in the actual game these textures won't be draws. So what you would want, you would then, it's blocked off there by accident. What you would then do is you would texture only the surfaces that are seen by the player in the game. So anything that has then, once you've done that, anything that is then left with this no draw texture is not drawn in the game, so you don't draw surfaces that don't need to be drawn. So as you can see, it's just, this is the process of what they call grey boxing. When you first create a map, you create all the geometry, all the brushes, and you set up the layout of the map the way it's going to be in the game. So that's what I did here. Take you around. As you can see, it's all it's quite accurate. I think it's a one-to-one recreation of Jordan Market Siege. So there you go. Into the actual marketplace. So there you go. So escape out that, and I'll close that. And then what I did was I then textured the surfaces of the map that would be seen by the player, and that's what I've got here. So I used a program. So don't worry about the actual look of the map just now. The map, the purpose of texturing the map just now is not to. This map is in nowhere near finished. In any condition it could be recognised as being finished. The purpose of texturing the map just now is for me to learn how to do it in Unreal Engine, to find textures on Quixel Bridge that I might use, and to learn the different aspects of Unreal Engine that I'm going to use, that I need to know. So I'll take you around. So all of these textures are just random textures off Quixel Bridge, and there's very possible, very likely that the ones that are used here are not going to be in the final map. So I'll just take you around the map as it is just now. So you obviously recognise all the different parts of the map from the original game. There is one thing I wanted to show you here. This texture here of the door is the actual texture from the original game, and it looks actually not bad. And I thought to myself, if I could upscale that texture, maybe make a displacement map and do a bit of post-processing, using the actual original textures from the original game might be an option, even though they're 20 years old now. But I thought that it looks quite good, so that's actually something I'm going to do. So I'll just take you around the whole of the map. All the lighting in the map just now is simply to allow me to see what I'm doing in the editor. So the lighting is not done. There's only two types of light. There's point lights in places that were dark in the map, and then there's the sunlight, and it's just thrown in. There's no real detail given in the lighting, and there's no detail in the textures. The textures aren't aligned at all. And as I say, it's all going to change as I develop the map. It's just basically a starting point for the development as it moves forward. And so what I want to do now is create the game in this map. So the next thing I'm going to do is create the first person character. The game's going to have a first and a third person character. Obviously it's a first person shooter, but the third person character will be used for the likes of ghosting the opposition, that sort of thing. You remember you could do that in the game. So it's going to have a first and a third person character. I'll build the first and third person character next, then I'll create a weapon system, then I'll create a system whereby you can shoot players. I'll then replicate that over the network and so forth. So the next thing I'm going to do is create, this is where there was a Humvee in there, and so next thing I'm going to do is create a player, first person character, and get myself running about the map, and then move on from there. So as you can see, it's a one-to-one recreation of the original map, and everything that you remember geometry wise is there. The part that's missing here is the fabric of the what would you call it, the thing that lies over the poles there. I can't remember what you call that. What's the word? So I'm going to use actual cloth physics that comes with Unreal Engine, so that's why I haven't done that. And you'll know a lot of people might notice there's no windows in the map, because the windows in the original game were just a single texture in the wall, whereas I'm going to actually create proper 3D windows. And the same with doors, and there's no crates or anything as well, because they were all very low low resolution. So that's where we're at just now. A one-to-one recreation of Jordan Market Siege that I will then use to create the game. So as I say, for the past 6 months, for the first 4 months I wasn't really able to do anything. The grey boxing process of creating the geometry took about 6 weeks, and the texturing took about 2 weeks. And as I say, there's not a lot of detail to it, but all I wanted was a map that I can then create all the components of the game and all the functionality of the game, so we can move forward in making it. So that's really all I wanted to show you, just a quick one for you today. The next video, hopefully moving forward now, the videos will be more frequent, now that I have a laptop that can run Unreal Engine 5. So the next video I'm going to do is when I've got the first and third person characters set up, so that shouldn't take too long. So anyway, I hope you can see that it's looking quite good, and that's all I wanted to say. So I hope you enjoyed that. As you can see, we're definitely getting there. So thank you for watching, and until next time, see you later.